I work the night shift at a little petrol station off the A595. It's the sort of place people only stop when they've got no other choice. One island of pumps, a flickering canopy light, and a kiosk that serves coffee tasting faintly of cardboard. It was late November. The gritters hadn't started running yet, and the wind was driving thin snow across the forecourt, like drifting smoke. The till clock showed 2:47 a.m. The road was so quiet. I could hear the ballast hum in the ceiling lights. Graveyard shifts are dull, until they're not. You wipe counters, restock crisps and washer fluid, and learn to live with the silence, and with the feeling that the glass front is a screen, and the dark beyond it, a room where someone might be watching. At 2:58, an old silver Civic came off the A road and stopped at pump 3. It didn't park straight, just drifted to a halt, as if the driver had let go of the wheel. No one got out. Headlights stayed on, exhaust curling in the beam. I grabbed the window squeegee and stepped into the cold. The engine idled roughly, that kind of vibration you feel in your bones. The driver's window was cracked an inch, but the inside was dark. No cabin light. No movement. "Evening," I said, trying to sound casual. "You all right there?" Nothing. Then I noticed the little green air freshener swinging from the mirror, swaying, as if someone had just breathed out. The wind pushed under the canopy. The lights flickered, strobing the whole forecourt. I told myself not to be daft. Tap the boot lightly with the squeegee handle, like knocking on a door. It opened 2 inches and stopped, just enough for the interior light to glow over a child's car seat, and an empty floor mat. Then it eased shut again, softly, and the light went out. I stepped back. "Sir? Madam?" My voice sounded thin in the cold. The road was empty. Fields black on either side. Behind me, the shop door side open. I turned. No one there. The wind had caught it. When I looked back, the Civic's driver's side window was halfway down. I hadn't heard it move. "Look," I said, "if you need help." The car slipped into neutral and rolled forward 2 feet. No foot on the brake. I backed towards the shop. The headlights poured across the glass, and for a second, I saw my reflection and someone taller behind me inside. I spun round. Empty shelves. Empty floor. When I looked again, the driver's door was ajar. A heavy winter parka lay across the seat, sleeves pointing towards the wheel. No head above the collar. No hands. The coat shifted, folding slightly, as if it breathed. I went back inside without taking my eyes off the car, and picked up the phone. It auto-dials the local constabulary. I pressed the button and waited. The line clicked once, then rang. While it rang, the rear door opened again. This time, all the way. The child's seat was empty, its seatbelt neatly buckled. "Cumbria Police, what's your emergency?" The woman's voice sounded calm, almost warm. "This is the petrol station off the A595 near Birchfell," I said. "There's a vehicle at pump 3, doors opening on their own. Stay inside," she told me. "Lock the door." I turned the bolt. The dome light flickered. The coat creased again. The air freshener spun faster, though the air was still. The driver's seatbelt jerked tight across the empty coat, ratcheting as if someone had yanked it. The seat reclined 1 notch with a slow electric whir. The engine revved once, then settled. 5 minutes out, she said. "Stay on the line." The Civic's headlights went dark. Reverse lights came on. It rolled back 6 feet, turned the wheel slightly left, and stopped dead. The engine cut. Silence. My fingers were numb around the receiver. Blue and red lights curved off the A road and washed across the forecourt. The police cruiser pulled in. Sergeant Daniels, he'd come for coffee before, stepped out. That's when the Civic locked itself. A chirp. 2 hazard flashes. Daniels froze, hand on his radio. He tried the handle, locked. Peered in. Walked round to the back, still locked. Then the headlights flared at full brightness, and snapped off again. His radio hissed with static so loud I heard it through the glass. The hazards blinked once more, and the cabin light came on. The coat was still there. Buckled. Keys in the ignition. No driver. No footprints in the thin snow. Number plate from Yorkshire. Now and then, about 3 in the morning, pump 3 still glitches. The engineers say it's old wiring, cold metal. I keep the doors locked after midnight. And sometimes, when the wind dies and the road goes silent, that little green tree over the till starts to move, like someone just breathed out behind me. What do you think really happened that night? Was it the spirit of a driver who never made it home, or something else entirely? Let me know what you believe, down in the comments. You get used to the quiet, until it starts sounding different. On night shifts, silence isn't peace, it's pressure. Past midnight, it feels like the whole building is holding its breath, waiting for you to make the next sound. I work nights on a step-down unit, half intensive care, half general medical. By midnight the hospital turns into a museum of machines, monitors blinking, vents sighing, fluorescent lights that never decide how bright they want to be. I like nights. The quiet is honest. It was late winter. Staffing was thin. I had 4 patients, all stable enough to make you suspicious of the word stable. At 1:07, bed 12's monitor pinged. Lead off. It happens when someone rolls onto a cable. I walked down the corridor, pushed open the door, and stopped. The room was colder than the hall. The blinds were open onto a black window that showed nothing but my reflection and the green glow of the IV pump. Bed 12 was empty. The monitor lead lay across the sheet, still warm, as if someone had just climbed out. I checked the bathroom. Empty. Checked the cupboard. Just gowns and a box of gloves. The chart on the wall read asleep. No distress at 0:45. I reattached the leads to the pillow, silenced the alarm, and wrote a note to come back. As I turned to leave, the bathroom light clicked on. I waited. No one came out. Sir, I called. It's your nurse. No answer. I opened the door. Empty tile. A slow fan ticking. The pull cord hung still. I switched the light off. Back in the main room, the monitor now showed a perfect heart rhythm at 72 beats per minute. Clean trace. Steady oxygen. No patient. Perfect vitals. I stood there longer than I should have. At the desk, the ward clerk was entering lab results. Bed 12 gone walkabout. She asked without looking up. Room's empty, I said. Monitor says otherwise. She gave me a smirk, then frowned when the speaker chimed. Lift arriving. Level 3. No one had pressed the button. The lifts are at the far end of the corridor. I walked down. The lights hummed overhead. Both elevator doors stood open. Inside, nothing. In the mirror at the back of the car, only my reflection. I pressed close. It didn't move. Then the lift gave a polite ding and shut on its own, like it had decided for me. When I returned, bed 12's door was half closed. I hadn't left it that way. Inside, the television was on the hospital welcome channel, muted, looping messages about visiting hours. On the tray table sat a disposable cup with a ring of fresh condensation, as though the ice hadn't decided to melt yet. The monitor still reads 72. I noted. Patient not in room. Vitals inaccurate. Will continue to assess. The charge nurse passed behind me. You good? She asked. Yeah. Weird tech glitch. She nodded. The kind of nod that means, let it be. Then bed 12's call light came on. The tone is soft by design. Tonight it sounded like a doorbell to an empty house. I answered from the wall panel. This is your nurse. How can I help? Static. Then, the faint sound of someone clearing their throat. I opened the door. The bathroom light was on again. The TV had switched to a blue input screen. And on the pillow, where I'd left the leads, there was an imprint of a head. Shallow, recent like memory foam, remembering the weight of someone not there. I stood at the foot of the bed, watching the monitor. The line rose and fell. Steady. 72. I unplugged the sensor from the monitor. The waveform kept going. 3 beats. 4. Then cleaned itself and carried on counting. The air felt heavy, like the door had sealed and the room forgot how to breathe. I stepped back into the corridor. Down at the desk, the clerk had the security feed open. On the screen, the footage outside bed 12 froze for 3 seconds. In those 3 seconds, the door went from open to closed, and no one passed the camera. Then the timestamp jumped ahead, as if embarrassed. At 3:03, I was called to assist in ICU. When I returned, bed 12 was quiet. The TV was off. The cut was gone. I straightened the blanket, turned out the light, and left the door wide open. As I stepped into the hall, the hand sanitizer dispenser hissed once on its own, releasing a single pump of alcohol and wintergreen. Later, on break, the clerk slid a folded wristband across the counter. "Housekeeping found this in bed 12, she said. White band. Name worn to a gray blur. The date was from 3 weeks ago. The patient had died on day shift." Quietly, I put the band in the drawer with lost glasses and chargers. Down the corridor, a monitor pinged once, just once, and settled back to 72. Clean, asleep. I never mentioned it again, but some nights, when the ward goes still, I swear I hear a single monitor beep, steady at 72. Have you ever heard something keep breathing after it shouldn't? Night shifts teach you patience. That's what the last guy told me before he quit. I thought he was joking, but now, after a year on this job, I understand. Because when you're the only security guard in a building built for hundreds, patience isn't a skill, it's survival. It's an old hospital on the edge of town, the kind they keep for records and storage. No patients, no staff, just me, and the hum of the fluorescents. Every hour I make rounds, basement to roof, swiping the little RFID tag on every door to prove I was there. Simple, predictable, until one night, it wasn't. It was 2:13 a.m. Cold enough that my breath fogged the camera lens when I checked the rear stairwell. Everything looked normal, until I saw the lift panel light up by itself. I hadn't pressed it. No one else was on duty. The indicator climbed. B. 1. 2. Then stopped. The door slid open with that soft rubber hiss, and the car was empty. I told myself the sensor glitched. Wrote it in the log. Elevator cycle. No movement detected. Then carried on. But at 3:04, I was in the east corridor and heard the same door close. 2 floors down. That metallic thump echoed through the ductwork. I swear I felt the floor vibrate beneath me. The CCTV monitors are in the lobby. 12 tiny screens stacked in 2 rows. I sat down, scrolling through each feed. Basement hallway. Clear. Loading bay. Clear. Lobby. Clear. Then camera 9 flickered. The elevator car was there again. Door half open. Interior light pulsing like a heartbeat. I leaned forward. A shape moved just beyond the frame. Not close enough to see. Just enough to know. I keyed the mic. Control. This is Site 9. Confirming motion on cam 9. Please advise. Static. No reply. I checked the signal repeater. Solid green. The radio wasn't the problem. Something else was. At 3:10 a.m., I went down in person. The air felt heavy, like when a thunderstorm's about to start. The elevator doors were closed again. I tapped the call button. Nothing. Tapped again. Still nothing. Then the floor indicator above the door blinked once, and changed from 3 to B. The motor started to hum, not moving up, but down. I followed the sound into the stairwell. Every step echoed too long, like the space was wider than it should be. When I reached the basement door, it was already ajar. A draft rolled out. Cold. Metallic. Like the air in a freezer. I pushed it open. The basement lights were off. Only the red exit sign glowed at the far end. And in the dark, I heard the elevator chime. When I got to it, the door was open again. But this time the light inside was out. Just black. I leaned closer. Listened. Nothing. Then the doors began to close. Slowly. Like a mouth shutting over a secret. I yanked the safety edge. The panel stopped an inch from my hand. Inside, a single wet footprint on the steel floor. Small. Bare. Like a child's. I slammed the stop switch and ran the circuit breaker for the lift. The motor wound down with a sigh. Silence returned. Only the hum of emergency lights. When I got back upstairs, I checked the monitors again. Every feed normal, except 9. Now it showed the elevator closed, and someone standing in front of it. Just far enough away that the face was hidden by glare. Just long enough for the timestamp to freeze. Then the frame cut to static. Next morning, maintenance said the basement breaker had tripped from moisture. They drained the pit, cleaned the panel, and shrugged. I didn't tell them about the footprint. Since then, every few nights around 3 AM, camera 9 clicks once, and the basement light turns on by itself. They say old wiring does that sometimes, but I've seen enough wiring to know, wires don't leave footprints. If you ever hear an elevator move when no one's inside, don't go looking. Just count to 3, and pray it doesn't stop on your floor.